302 of Flick James Flick, your one and only movie reviewing secret agent. Today I will be reviewing a biographical drama film that came out in 2019 that is directed by Marielle Heller, and that stars Tom Hanks, Matthew Rhys, and Susan Kelechi Watson, and that movie is A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Okay, so this movie has just started, and so far I'm already enjoying the way that Tom Hanks, who is known to play Woody in the Toy Story films, is playing Mr. Rogers, who is an essential part of my childhood, along with Thomas the Tank Engine, everyone on Sesame Street, like Elmo and Grover, Raffi, and Steve, the original host of Blue's Clues. That is a good start right there. We have now shifted to 1998. I was 6 years old that year, and along with that, we have seen the first appearance of our other main character besides Fred Rogers, aka Mr. Rogers, Lloyd Vogel, who, mind you, is a journalist played by Matthew Rhys. Now, Fred Rogers is showing people how magazines are made. I read some of those during my growing up years as well. Oh, how fitting that they had Down by the Bay done by Raffi playing in the background for just a bit, because that is a song done by Raffi that I remember hearing when I was a young kid. Lloyd Vogel has now met Fred Rogers, aka Mr. Rogers, in person. He is also getting a peek behind the scenes at the show he created, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, as well. Mr. Vogel is now seeing that Fred Rogers is puppeteering Daniel Striped Tiger. For your information, he was a puppet character in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Lloyd Vogel is now telling his wife Andrea, played by Susan Kelechi Watson, that Fred Rogers, aka Mr. Rogers, was the nicest person he ever met. That felt good to hear. Now Lloyd Vogel is traveling on a subway with Fred Rogers, aka Mr. Rogers. That is pretty cool, and I also think it would be a starstruck moment for me if I wound up taking a mode of public transportation and Raffi and or Steve from Blue's Clues happened to be on there as well, too. Fred Rogers is now showing Lloyd Vogel the puppets that he also performed as on his show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I find that interesting, as puppets are something that I remember enjoying seeing during my childhood. Lloyd Vogel doesn't seem very comfortable with talking about hospitals. It's understandable, but then again, there have been times when I've had to go to a hospital over the years. Fred Rogers and Lloyd Vogel also got to converse with each other at a restaurant. I also think it would be awesome if I got to converse with those who shaped my childhood on TV at a restaurant as well. Oh, we are seeing Fred Rogers in a swimming pool. That reminds me of the times when I also found myself enjoying being in a swimming pool. As we get closer to the end of this movie, we are seeing that Lloyd Vogel's article about Fred Rogers, aka Mr. Rogers, has been published in a magazine called Esquire. Now this movie is drawing to a close in a similar way to how each episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood would end. Cue the nostalgia. Overall, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is a wonderful biopic that faithfully captures Mr. Rogers' generous spirit, empathy, and kindness, and overall a magnificent film that stays true to the magic of the original show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Join me next time when I review Home Alone. I'm Flick James Flick, your one and only movie reviewing secret agent out there.